Most people believe their money is safe because they can see a balance on a screen. They think a number in a banking app is reality. It's not. It's a permission slip. And in the era of the Great Filter, permission slips can be revoked in a heartbeat. While you've been learning how to build, learning about ghost agencies and digital land grabs, the system has been learning how to take. Inflation isn't an accident. Centralization isn't a coincidence. They are the walls of a trap designed to keep you as fuel for a dying engine. But today, we stop being the prey. Today, we build the Immutable Fortress. Not a place of stone and steel, but a system of sovereignty that ensures what you earn, you keep. Forever. Let's talk about the bank. You think of it as a vault. In reality, it's a ledger you don't own. When you deposit money, you aren't storing it. You are lending it to a corporation. They use your hard work to gamble on the markets, and in return, they give you an IOU. If the bank fails, you wait in line. If the government disagrees with your actions, they freeze the account. This is the definition of vulnerability. To survive 2026, you must shift your mindset from saving to custody. Saving is passive. Custody is active. Custody means you hold the keys. No middleman, no permission, no fine print that allows a CEO to lock your front door. The first pillar of your fortress is digital sovereignty. You've heard of Bitcoin. You might even own some. But if that Bitcoin is sitting on an exchange like Coinbase or Binance, you don't own it. You own a claim on a database. If the exchange goes bankrupt or the regulator orders a freeze, your assets are gone. The Great Filter will wash away everyone who relies on promises. You need true digital gold. This requires two things: private keys and cold storage. A private key is a string of numbers that proves you own a piece of the network. If you don't have these numbers, you don't have the money. It's as simple as that. Move your assets into a hardware wallet, a device specifically designed to keep your keys offline. When you generate a seed phrase on a cold device, those 12 or 24 words are the actual money. Disconnect them from the internet. Store them where no hacker can reach. When your wealth is off-grid, it becomes invisible to the predators of the old system. This is your digital vault, and you are the only one with the combination. Digital is powerful, but physical is final. The second pillar of your immutable fortress is physical redundancy. While your digital assets give you speed and invisibility, they still rely on a layer of infrastructure: the internet, the power grid, and the device in your pocket. If the lights go out, or the digital rails flicker, your fortress needs a physical foundation that doesn't require a password to verify its value. This isn't about hoarding, it's about jurisdictional arbitrage. A sovereign architect knows that the most dangerous number in wealth protection is one. One bank, one currency, one government. If all your eggs are in one nation's basket, you aren't an architect, you're a tenant. In 2026, we practice the rule of thirds for physical assets. You keep a portion within arm's reach for immediate survival. This is your local contingency. You keep a portion in private, non-bank vaults in your home country, safe from the banking system's collapse, but still accessible. And the final portion, you place it in a neutral, stable jurisdiction like Singapore or Switzerland. These are countries that have built their entire reputation on protecting the property rights of the global elite. By placing a flag there, you ensure that even if your home nation undergoes a radical shift, your primary wealth remains untouched. Physical gold and silver remain the universal constants of value. They have survived every empire, every war, and every currency reset in history. They are Lindy, meaning the longer they've survived, the longer they are likely to survive. By holding physical metal outside the banking system, you have an asset with zero counterparty risk. No one has to honor a gold bar. It simply is what it is. There is a silent disaster waiting to happen in almost every household. We call it the digital black hole. You've built your ghost agency, you've moved your wealth into cold storage, and you've secured your private keys. But what happens if you aren't here tomorrow? Technology doesn't care about death certificates. It only cares about the key. If your family doesn't have your 12-word seed phrase or your backup codes, your wealth doesn't go to them. It vanishes. It stays locked in the blockchain forever, effectively burned in a digital furnace. Your hard work becomes a donation to the network. To be a true architect, you must build a sovereign legacy. This means creating a dead man switch or a physical inheritance folder, not on a cloud drive, on paper, locked in a physical safe that your loved ones can access. It must contain your hardware wallet location, your recovery phrases, and instructions so simple a child could follow them. Think of this as the final blueprint. Without it, your fortress that starves your heirs isn't a fortress, it's a tomb. Do not let your silence be the reason your legacy is erased. Plan for the future so your family doesn't have to navigate a maze of encrypted walls during their darkest hour. Let's look deeper at flag theory. This is the art of moving through the cracks of the world. You plant flags in different countries to ensure no single entity can flip a switch and end your lifestyle. For example, your business might be registered in the Cayman Islands for tax neutrality. Your servers might be in Iceland for privacy. Your primary residence might be in Portugal for the quality of life, and your gold is in Singapore. By distributing your life across the map, you become a global ghost. You move through the great filter while everyone else is stuck in the mud of their local bureaucracy. To understand why we build this fortress, we must look at history. In 1933, the United States government issued Executive Order 6102. Under the guise of a national emergency, they made it illegal for citizens to own gold. They forced them to sell their hard assets back to the state for a fixed price, only to devalue the dollar immediately afterward. Most people think this can't happen in the modern era, but in 2026, the seizure won't happen at your front door with a badge. It will happen at the server level. It will be a temporary freeze on withdrawals to protect the market. It will be a stability fee on your digital savings. It will be a haircut on your deposits, much like we saw in Cyprus. History proves that when the system is in debt, it views your wealth as its collateral. The Immutable Fortress is your way of opting out of that history. By being your own bank and spreading your flags, you make it mathematically impossible for any single decree to end your sovereignty. You aren't just protecting money, you're protecting your family's timeline. Before we end today, I want you to perform the 72-hour audit. Ask yourself, if every centralized system you rely on, your bank, your credit card, your local currency, went offline for 72 hours, could you survive? Could you move? Could you buy food? If the answer is no, your fortress is built on sand. The architect is never caught off guard. Your immutable fortress must include a bridge fund. First, physical cash. Keep 3 months of expenses in a mix of local and hard currency in your physical possession. Second, privacy assets. Ensure you have a portion of your wealth in assets that cannot be tracked or censored. Privacy is not about hiding crime. It is about maintaining your human right to transaction without a chaperone. Third, the digital go bag. a dedicated encrypted USB drive containing your most important identity documents, business backups, and private keys. This is your emergency escape hatch. If you have to leave your location tonight, you should be able to carry your entire business and your entire wealth in your pocket. Wealth protection isn't a set-it-and-forget-it task. It is a daily practice of vigilance. The Great Filter rewards the prepared and consumes the complacent. You can choose the comfort of the old world, which is a slow-motion decline, or the responsibility of the new one, which is the path to freedom. One leads to the filter, the other leads through it. You are no longer a spectator. You are an architect. You are building something that will last while the old structures crumble. Take one step today. Secure one asset. Protect one legacy. Stay calm, stay steady, stay sovereign.